Ladies and gentlemen, Mitt Romney knows exactly what's going on. Whether or not he told Nancy Pelosi that Trump would be convicted in the Senate after impeachment, they're trying to impeach Trump to pave the way for Clinton 2020. She's going to run again. Madam Cyberhack has never stopped running. I am the only person in all of YouTube, I am the only person in all of media who has consistently stated since 2017 in my writing, and check out the playlist below. I was ahead of the curve on this like I was in 2015 when I said Clinton would lose again. She'll lose to Trump again. That's irrelevant, completely irrelevant, because 2024 is around the corner and the golden moo-moo will levitate again in 4 years. She'll run again in 4 years, okay? It's not just, it's Clinton 2024 as well. Anyway, that's a whole other story. Just check out my playlists, or my playlist. Clinton is going to run again and lose again to President Trump in 2020. The Democratic Party is run by two people. There is actually really no Democratic Party. It's a machine run by two individuals. Anyway, when it goes down the way I said it would for 2 years, people will realize that I've been right all along. People are already realizing that, but it's pretty obvious. It's going to be an amusing election. Anyway, let me get to I'm even annoying myself. Mitt Romney he knows what's going on. He knows exactly what's going on, and he knows that if he just simply, if he says things like, I'm not going to give advice to Speaker Pelosi or to the House. They're pursuing their own course. Now, if he gives that kind of statement, what does that even mean? He's a Republican. I don't really care about party loyalty. But if you're not going to be loyal to the president who happens to be of your political party, what's the reason? Every underhanded, duplicitous tactic they used against Romney in 2012. And by the way, the Republicans weren't fair to Romney either. The Republicans were many of them were sinister and vile, going after his religion, even in 2012. Romney knows the Republican Party is full of vipers, just like the Democratic Party. But do you think he's going to stand up to the Republican Party? No, because he knows the calculus to Romney is that, well, even if I, at the end of the day, vote against convicting Trump, they're going to impeach Clinton. They're going to impeach Trump. They already did impeach Clinton, but they're going to impeach Trump to pave the way for Clinton 2020. Okay, I'm just going to be coy and what he considers politically savvy and talk about how Trump's call with the Ukraine is egregious and all this stuff. But even if Rush Limbaugh, so this is a Salt Lake Tribune, Rush Limbaugh claims Mitt Romney told Nancy Pelosi the Senate would convict Trump. It isn't true. Okay, but what did he say? Well, he said to Pelosi, Romney said earlier this week that the Trump-Zelensky call was deeply troubling. Oh, really? Oh, okay, yeah. So troubling. Whereas, how does he feel about Biden's actual boasting about $1 billion until they fired a prosecutor? But he goes, Jeff Flake, he's kind of agreeing with Jeff Flake. Jeff Flake goes, I heard someone say if this were a private vote, there would be 30 Republicans. They wouldn't. No, Trump has, in terms of core principles, tax cuts, other issues, he's done exactly what Republicans wanted. But when you're looking at what this article is saying, he told Speaker Pelosi, I'm not going to tell them what to do. So I'm not going to give advice to Speaker Pelosi or to the House. They're pursuing their own course. Well, why wouldn't you give advice? If you say something like that, you're also insinuating or inferring a great many things, aren't you? You're also saying that you are just fine with the House impeaching the president. You're saying that you have no problem at all if the House impeaches the president. Why would you say that? Why would you... First of all, there's nothing to impeach Trump on. He didn't commit any crimes. Clinton actually used servers outside of the United States government. If she were president, she could be impeached on a whole bunch of things. Pay-to-play schemes, a whole bunch of things. Where there's money transfers, where there's overt quid pro quo, where there's top secret and special access program intelligence just flying around, emanating around. And Comey said, well, there was no intent there, so you can't prosecute. Wrong. I've explained in the Huffington Post, the Hill, Salon, the Federalist, the Daily Caller, there's no intent needed, especially within that statute. And furthermore, now there's a renewed Clinton email investigation where 130 people are now being investigated, essentially, on how they sent emails, classified emails. I said, well, they retroactively classified emails. Well, Jeffrey Sterling, they retroactively classified emails with Jeffrey Sterling, an actual whistleblower. And where was the concern there? And so, where's Romney's concern about the Clinton email investigation that was a cover-up under Comey and the renewed probe? Where's Romney's concern? Yeah, where's Romney's concern over John Durham and William Barr finding that, other governments worked alongside Democrats to, dare I say, interfere in the election? The thing is, the Romneys of the world, the Paul Ryans of the world, the John McCains of the world, the Jeb Bushes of the world, even the Marco Rubios, they still have a foothold within the Republican Party, but the Max Boot and Bill Kristol, that foreign policy of the Bush administration, that's the Democratic Party's foreign policy now. The public relations machine of media and Hollywood and this supposed value system that good Democrats and good Republicans share. The Democrats went after McCain in the most insidious, sinister manner. It was Democrats who tried to denigrate his service. It was Democrats who went after McCain. It was Republicans who went after Romney's religion in a nasty way. The Republicans were wrong to do that. And yet Romney then turns his back on Trump. Why? Because Flake did that? Why? Because McCain did that? Why? Because Justin Amash did that? Big deal. Who fills the stadiums? Who fills the arenas? You think it's Jeb Bush? Clinton would get more people in a room than Jeb Bush. And it's not just about filling stadiums and arenas. It's what's the message? The message is there's record low unemployment, record low Black and Latino unemployment. There is no rebuttal to that. Well, it started under Obama. Even if it did, there's no rebuttal because it hit record highs under President Obama. How is that a rebuttal? How does that refute something great that's taking place under Trump? Well, the economy's not that great. What? People are working more than ever. There's 1 million plus more job openings than workers to fill them. What's the problem here? So when you have this situation where Mitt Romney gives tacit approval to impeachment, and and he'll be one of the votes where it's like, well, and Mitt Romney is the type of politician to actually vote to convict President Trump, okay, if he's not the deciding vote, just out of principle. So The headline here at the Salt Lake Tribune, Rush Limbaugh claims Mitt Romney told Nancy Pelosi the Senate would convict Trump. It isn't true. He said something similar to that. I'm not going to give advice to Speaker Pelosi or to the House. They're pursuing their own course. They're pursuing, you know which course they're pursuing, and you're not going to give advice. Why? You don't want to get in their way of the sham, of the theatrical performance, of the unlawful behavior of investigating Trump based on nonsense. If people like Mitt Romney spoke up against the whole Russia nonsense, Trump never worked with Russia. That's absurd. That is absurd. If anything, Russians would want, or the Kremlin and Putin would want Democrats, not Republicans, or I should say, it was President Obama. Isn't this interesting? It was President Obama who told Romney, the 80s want their foreign policy back, because Romney was the Cold Warrior against Putin, or Medvedev. And now he's the one promoting the Democratic Party myth that the Kremlin is so afraid of Hillary. Isn't that amazing? Clinton was Secretary of State when Romney lost the election. And he lost the election in part because President Obama's foreign policy was not, he was like, oh, we're working with Russia, we want a Russian reset. And when Romney, sounded the alarm bells regarding the Kremlin and Putin, it was President Obama who said, oh, well, the 80s want their foreign policy back. And then Romney was the one who, just sat by and watched as they fabricated the absurd belief that Trump worked with Putin to buy Facebook ads and hack the DNC to inform the country that Bernie Sanders was cheated, thus giving Clinton the popular vote, while at the same time giving Trump swing states because of Facebook ads that nobody saw, causing Debbie Wasserman Schultz to resign in disgrace. And yet, the primary was completely fair. We will never, ever remove ourselves from 2016 because 2020 is going to be a replay. And Clinton's going to run again, and 2024, Clinton will run again. In 2028, 2032, 2036, just add every 4 years. Simple math. Simple math. But I find it very interesting how you have Mitt Romney just, talking, oh, well, Flake tells Trump, Trump does not deserve re-election, tells GOP, so you're voting for Clinton? Okay. Wait, I understand. He's a Republican from Arizona. He wants Warren? You want Bernie? Where was Flake when I was a Bernie Sanders supporter? Now I'm a Trump supporter. Where were these people when when I was like, hey, Clinton is corrupt and she's cheating Bernie? Like, where were these people? Who do they want now? They want Bernie? Because Clinton's running again. So they have to be savvy enough to know that Clinton is running again. So Trump doesn't deserve re-election. Once again, Mitt Romney seems to be souring on Donald Trump, the Boston Globe. Oh, okay, well, so he not only supports impeachment with his kind of tacit approval, but Mitt Romney, not for the first time, has reversed field when it comes to Donald Trump. This time his change of heart is a good thing. Really? Oh, okay, thanks, Boston Globe. He's deeply troubled by the phone conversation where absolutely nothing wrong took place. If there was not even anything close to what Biden was bragging about. And President Trump had every right to ask a foreign official to look into Biden's wrongdoing. Because guess what? Democrats did the same thing against Trump, and they fabricated. They didn't have a tape of Trump bragging about working with getting another country to do something. They have the tape with Biden, and Giuliani has the evidence. But God forbid, and then they're like, oh, he said this, and he meant this. It's like, no, he never said, you better do this, or you will not get $1 billion. That was Biden. That was Biden as vice president, where he literally says that. And he brags about it, and he says, go call President Obama. He's going to back me up. He was speaking on behalf of President Obama's administration and literally said, you will not get this money if you do not fire this prosecutor, who just happened to be looking at his corporation funneling millions to his son. Okay, Trump did not say that. And the alleged whistleblower is not anything of the sort. The person didn't even have firsthand knowledge. It's like, so like, well, he said, the next sentence was a change of conversation to looking into something. It's like, so what? So what? So cash flow to Clinton Foundation amid Russian uranium deal, you're not worried about that? So there's no correlation between the money and what took place with the uranium sale? But there's a big correlation between, the semantics Trump used, or a momentary pause or whatever in a conversation. And they'll make anything into this grandiose theatrical issue, just like Clinton. Like, oh, she's thinking Clinton's running again, and apparently Mitt Romney wants Clinton 2020, or will vote for Clinton again. Who knows? Or Jeff Flake at least. Give me your thoughts below. I find it very interesting that Mitt Romney would stick up, or the establishment Republicans did him dirty in many ways. And instead of fighting back, he's sticking up for a very corrupt Republican establishment that Trump has completely obliterated, but that people like Romney and McCain wanted to keep alive, which I don't get. Give me your thoughts below. Check out H.A. Goodwin's other channel right now. I talk about Bernie. Check out that segment. Thank you.